Okay, we back. We back.
This is, however, is the revised 6th edition, 1856.
Okay.
But either way, we're going to look up the term Indian. So whatever that term means, that is what we're going off of.
Okay, yeah, we're
Can
back.
you dig it? Does that make sense?
Yeah, we back live. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We experienced this last week.
So once we can agree that the
Hold on,
Constitution
can you hear
is
me?
what everybody
Unmuted.
to
Hello?
subscribe to.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, so we back
yeah,
live now. We experienced this last week for whatever reason. It stops. This channel been doing this for a long time, ever since we started, and so that's why we down to a couple more channels. Our last channel got shut down after the show, and so it's kind of weird. But yeah, so we back live. Those of you who are in the chat room in YouTube, and in Twitter, you guys are welcome to come into the actual room that we in. The number is 641-715-3580. I'm gonna say that one more time. So get ready. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. 641-715-3580. So you can call that number. The access code is 819532. I'm gonna say that one more time. 819532. Those of you who are on Twitter and Periscope, you know what I'm saying? You guys welcome to go to the YouTube channel as well. We at Tribe Up, sports news and entertainment. And you guys are welcome to come, join the chat back here. And we're gonna go ahead and go in where we left off.
Cool. That's what's up. So with that being stated, so since the term Indian
Muted.
that's included in the Constitution, we must go by the definition of the term. So can I get somebody to read what the definition of Indian is according to the terms and conditions that is defined in the Constitution? Can we read that definition of the term Indian? Somebody please.
Indians, the Aborigines of this country are so called.
Boom! Right? Aborigines. Holy crap. Wow, look at that. So now that there's no mistake on who the Aborigines are, which is us, just saying, which is us, and to prove that, let's go with some pictorial evidence. An emblem of America. We're going to go with that from the British Museum. Let's go even harder. Gonna boom, bust that out real quick so we can just catch up everybody up to speed on the definition. So, sister, if you can, what's the ethnic name of this image that we're about to see? It says what?
Representation of American peoples.
And what date do we see there?
1798.
So, if the representation of American people look like Native Americans, then we can understand who the Aborigines are. If they look like us,
Unmuted.
Aborigines are, correct? So, here we go with it. Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you good on here. We good on this side. Okay, I'm gonna throw this on the chat links in here. An emblem of America, boom. There's that, and then I'll pull up the OES. We'll get that, copy that, put that in the chat link. So here you guys go, chat links, and this is on the free conference call joint and the Bouvier's joint. Boom, chat links. We linking it up. Guess you call this 5,000 links right here. Copy that. Okay, so we got those right now, and then as we move, I'll remind myself to put those in the chat. So the Aborigines of this country are so-called, meaning we are the peoples of America. And look, to this woman, in this representation of the American peoples, does she look like a Native American? Anybody?
Not
Oh,
the ones that they
Right.
put up now.
no, yes, no. What was that,
She
sister?
don't look like the she don't look like the Native Americans that
Muted.
look like the ones that they say they are.
Well, cause them they ain't native to America, I guess. How about that? Just a name. Anybody could call themselves. You call yourself Superman, don't mean you Superman, do it?
Nope.
Absolutely. So, do these look like the Native Americans? Yes or no? Now, here's a better
Not
question.
what they told us in school.
Absolutely. Or does this look like somebody in your family or in your lineage?
Not look like.
Unmuted.
She said it looked like me. I can dig it.
Right.
And
They
it
look like
states
my
at the bottom an emblem of America,
emblem
correct?
of America. Now I got a question. Who is Britain? Now you found this on Britain's museum, right?
The British Museum.
Okay, so who
Yes.
is they to us? What is their relationship to us?
Nobody. That's what even makes it better. What's their relationship to the colonists? Well, they are the
Or the
colonists.
colonists? I mean, not literally us, but who is their relationship to United States?
Oh, they mom and daddy.
Okay, so
That's where
Britain,
they came from.
right? So Britain
Britain,
is
England, Spain. So they
overseas,
wouldn't have any. They would have all the reasons to lie, wouldn't they? If
right?
they're
So
gonna keep up the lie, they would just be like, yeah, here's the American people, be some non-melanated cat with long, lanky hair, looking like an Asian, but it's not.
right, so Britain basically is the parents of the United States, and so in the Britain Museum they have this woman now, as a depiction. And what year was it? What year was it?
1798.
Okay, now is this a real? Oh shit, they cut us off, dude. Damn.
Bro, I told you when we were starting, they ain't gonna have this information on YouTube, Vimeo. I attempted to warn you. I will keep doing so. It ain't gonna happen. You can attempt to wrap your brain around it or not. It ain't going down. No matter what you do, you'll have 1,000 and million and one channels, and you'll get the idea that damn, we can't even because they'll just kill it.
They just
They're gonna
killed
kill
it.
it.
They just it
I
just
know. They will keep doing it. You can keep firing it up. They're gonna keep doing it. They'll shut that site down. You'll get
okay.
another one.
Okay, I think
You'll
we
be in
back.
an endless cycle of site shutdowns.
Okay, I
The truth
think we
ain't
back.
to be good.
Okay, we back.
Let the truth
Okay,
shine. We gonna
so
shine this.
so Britain is supposed to be the parents of this nation. And so in their museum they have this emblem of this melanated woman. Now,
Absolutely.
now for the people that say, well, okay, well maybe there was some kind of dark skinned people here. Okay, we give you that. But how can you say that's us? So for those people. Now as you can see it says 1798.
1798.
So
Yep, let's go back.
is there a name on this woman, or is she just a painting? Is it just
She is just a painting as the representation of the whole peoples. It's
right,
not
as a
a picture
representation,
of
right?
anybody living that be like, you know what? And then it could very well be somebody took a snapshot. Let's say if they had a camera back in the day and they want to show what America looks like and the people, they would take a picture of you, go back home and say, this is what the people look like in America.
Right.
And you dig it.
Right. So they basically going back to their kings and queens, telling them, okay, there are some brown skinned people over there. This is their emblem. And
Absolutely.
so
This
why
is
would a person do that? Why would a person draw some people that don't look like them? Like,
you wouldn't. You wouldn't. That's the whole thing. So it's up to those people who don't get it to get it. The
okay.
evidence is here. It's just here. It's just
And so
pure
is this
evidence.
so this is it's a actual painting, right? And we're
It's an
looking at
actual painting.
a printout of a scanned copy or something like that, right? Some kind of
Absolutely. A print. Yeah, it's a print. Here's the museum number if you want it. I mean, you can't even get a copy of this. You can't even buy it. So that should tell you something. You can't buy it.
so you can't
Right?
buy it.
It's unbuyable. It's
Okay.
priceless.
Okay. And so this photo right here is a painting. So does it have an author?
Yeah, the author, producer name is published by Haynes and Son
And who is they
because
to us?
Nobody. Who are they to
I
them?
mean,
That's
to who is they to this country?
like that historical department. They use this, all of this is history, like National Geographic back in the day or something. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying? They
right,
go around the world documenting shit,
right,
and this is some of that documentation.
and so, but this is what I want people to understand, because a lot of people just brush this off as a dumb painting. Well, if it's just a dumb painting, why the hell is it in the museum?
That is what they and the
What?
problem with people
It's
say it's a dumb
history.
painting
History. That's why.
Right, right,
is
right. If this just
right.
a dumb painting of some random stuff, what is it doing? It doesn't belong in a museum. Some random painting. It belongs in a museum because it has some value to it.
A
This
lot
is
of
what they
value.
saw.
At
Absolutely.
the least case of scenario. So I understand. I get what you're saying. Anybody got any opposers out there? Anybody want to challenge? Um, Raise your hand. Let it be known. What's up? We can
Right, and get it in.
yeah,
Get it in.
yeah. So this Hanson and Son, like, what's so special about them? Why they get a painting in the museum and not everybody else?
Well, there's a lot of people who got a lot of different paintings. This is just but one out of a whole section of millions of artifacts and evidences, jewelry, all of that stuff. This is just one of many, but it's one of the most notable ones, but it's just simply one of many.
So
There's many.
so who decorated this as the emblem? As the emblem of America? Did it? Was it just a painter and he was just saying it's the emblem, or did this get anointed by like some kings
Yeah,
or queens or something? Like who?
yeah, the kings and queens and all of them knew who we were. We were treated as royalty. Even when they came down, first met us as royalty, we were received as what they would claim or call us the sovereigns of the land. Can you dig it?
Right.
Here's another one where it says, America to her mistaken mother.
Okay. Can we get
Right?
that link? Yeah. Let's check that link out. Yeah.
You see that? And I'm about to go over this. So, just in case there was some thought, because we had our armies over in Europe, and y'all don't know nothing about that right now. So, and I ain't gonna go into it right now. That's for another class and lesson. But we talking British Museum. We talking what America and who America is. Now, look at this drawing of the sister portraying America. Is she
A native.
Caucasian looking, or does she look dark skinned?
She's definitely dark skin.
Yep.
This is a letter to the Queen of England and all of that. America, and it's written in code, to her mistaken mother. Right? And they decipher it, and it's decipherable. But as you can see, it's pretty amazing, right? America to her mistaken mother. And I'm going to go to the
Mistaken.
mistaken, like a mistake. America
I
to her
know.
mistaken mother.
Yep.
Yeah, like the entity thought
Can we get the
of
etymology on
mother.
that too?
Yeah, can you guys see it? I'll put this in the chat. And this is a message from us to them. Pretty dope. How many of y'all are even familiar with this piece of information?
Never seen it before. Never
Copy
heard
that.
anybody talk about it.
I know, because it's real stuff. Yeah, you don't get the real stuff. You get the entertainment. So let's go and break it down. It says a hieroglyphic letter on rebus in answer to the foregoing. America as a red Indian woman seated and leaning to the left. Look at her. She looks like a Negro. Some people call Negro. She looks the same skin complexion as you're going to see throughout the artifacts. Not just drawings, but sculptures and all of this stuff. Murals, the whole 9 yards, you're going to see us. And the theme is going to be the same. Copper-colored people. You feel me?
Right.
But a woman seated and leaning to the left, she holds a flag with 13 vertical stripes in her hand. In her right, she holds out a fleur-de-lis. Besides her is an oval shield, which are 13 stars. So this is us creating their colonies. You understand? Can you understand? As it states, in House Congress Resolution 331 that we formed them into 13 colonies. Correct?
Okay. Yep. Hey, we're gonna send a link out there too, so you can get the link. So if the
So
if
I'm
the
gonna put
building
House
if the
Congress
building's in your way,
Resolution.
you know what I'm saying, just copy the link. You know what I'm saying. So we want people to research it. You know what I'm saying, not just take it word of mouth. So make sure you take advantage of those links so you can you might find out something. And what's the name of that letter called?
The name of it
Oh,
is
that's right. It's
called
her
the
America
British Museum Collection Online. Yeah, go ahead.
to her
Go ahead, bro.
mistaken mother. Okay, so can we get the
Right.
etymology on the word mistaken? Just so
Yeah,
we
yeah, we
can
definitely can.
have a proper
Mistaken.
meaning and make sure it's no hidden little 1766 meaning or some shit we not getting.
Absolutely. Mistaken. Under misapprehension. Having made a mistake. Misunderstood. Erroneous or incorrect. Meaning America to her incorrect mother.
Right.
You
Right.
think you the mother over us, but you just the mother over your fucking people.
Right.
You ain't the
Yep.
mother over us. We the mother of you.
And so who was the author?
Us. I would say Atalapa or Mama Huaco. Somebody up in that genealogy.
Okay, down that branch. So somebody said
Down
that
that
other
branch.
painting looked like Queen Khalifa, I believe.
It could be, they could say whatever they want to. They would be dead wrong, though. I would say keep your comments to yourself, and it's just an emblem of America. Respect the title, call it what it is, don't call it what it ain't, because that's how bullcrap get out into the world. You feel me?
Right.
If you call it an emblem of America, just like an emblem of the LA Lakers, you ain't going to say it look like, I don't know, the Washington Redskins, are you? Come on, let's keep it real.
I'm
Right or
reading
wrong?
the bottom part of the paragraph too. America told her.
So here's
mistaken mother.
you want to read it? Here's what the letter's saying
What
in the
the
quotes.
hell?
Yeah. So we got to break it down. It's in code. It's written
Yeah,
in
I'm
code.
like, how do you gonna read? Let me see. America told her mistaken mother. Yep. Oh,
Yep,
no,
mother.
I can't. Yeah.
Right. So America to
Oh,
another
two.
instead of told to
Okay.
her mistaken mother. You silly old woman. It starts off with you silly old woman. You get it? You silly old woman.
Right.
Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That you have sent a lure to us is very plain. Meaning you sent us some bullshit. You getting us caught up in some stuff, because what do you do when you put a lure? That's called fishing, right?
Uh-huh. Yep.
Yep.
So you sent a lure thinking you're going to catch us up in some stuff. To us is very plain. To draw attention, right? To draw our attention or our eye on from our renewal interests. But we are determined to abide by our own ways of thinking, right? So our own ways of thinking.
Right.
So we got our own. Your children you have sent to us. So she sent the colonists over. Do you understand what's going on in this letter, y'all?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
I'm visualizing as you.
Man, I got nothing but
frustration. I'm
facts
tapping
for
into
y'all.
her frustration that she
I
right.
got, man, look, come on, because it sounds like how we feel today.
Yeah.
Ain't shit was different back then. If you think it's anything newer than the sun, this is some writings. But we don't have privilege to our writings. I got privilege to some of our writings, of some of which I can share, most of which I can't, because y'all would have to make a field trip, and we have to go put on some white gloves, go in these vaults, and then we can all get down and read it. That might be a field trip that we might want to put together to go down in some of these vaults and some of these museums and check it out with your own two eyeballs. Can you dig it?
That's deep.
Oh, it gets deeper.
I'll be right back.
Deep yet. This is called the tip of the iceberg. Iceberg be like 50 gajillion miles underneath the daggone ocean. This is the tip. This is the stuff that's on the surface of the water. This ain't the crap underneath. Can you dig it? But it states, you're going to send your children to us, right? And shall be treated as visitors. Correct? They're going to say, they said we're going to treat them as visitors. And then we're going to safely send them home again. Right? It says send home again. You may, says carved bracket, you made them and Adam, oh, and what? Oh, and admire them, right? So we sent them home again. You admiring these people, but you must know not expect I of your puppets, right? It's like, man, I ain't one of your puppets, and don't send your puppets over here, right? We'll come home to you as sweet as you sent them here. 'Twas cruel to send so many pretty a man so many 1,000 miles, and to have the fatigue of returning back after spite. Meaning, y'all thought y'all came over here to rob and steal and pillage, but we're going to show you different. You understand? So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what a lot of the wars came off of this, because they just wanted our shit and we wasn't going for it. Right? His coat and his, oh man, I guess in his clothing, those red heel shoes. If you are wise, follow your own advice you gave to me. Take home your ships, right? Your soldiers and guards, right? Send all those people's home, your ship and everything. And your own trifling, with your own trifling, I guess trifling, yep. And guard your own triflings. I guess guard your own shit, right? And leave to myself, as I am at age to know my own interests. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
So I, the eyeball is I as in I, right? Interest. Without, it says without, oh man, I guess without foolish advice. So without foolish advice, and know that I
Muted.
always regard you as my brother, as relations, but not as friends. We ain't friends. I am ever, oh man, grateful maybe? Oh, I am gratefully injured. Daughter, oh, it says, I am your gratefully injured daughter, America. 11th May 1778, and it's an etching, meaning they didn't write this on paper from a pencil. It was carved onto some metal first and then printed out like that. It's a lot more in depth, isn't it, when you do it that way, to carve it out on metal first and then roll some ink over the metal and then put some paper over that and then rub the paper over the ink, making an impingement on the paper. That's a lot of work, isn't it? Just saying. So that's pretty amazing, isn't it? What do y'all think about that? What do you guys think about that fact right here? Here's a letter written either Mama Huaco or somebody in that era, probably later than that. I'm going to say way later than that era because it's 1778. It might be Atalapa or something like that. But definitely, as you can see, clearly, it is a letter. And we did language so raw, we wrote codes in the shit. So to say we didn't speak English is an understatement, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes or no? Come on, let me hear it. A lot of them, well, we didn't create English. Bull crap. Who created English? Shit. How about that? If we didn't create it, then who did? That's my question. They came over here speaking Latin and all kind of other languages. They didn't come over here speaking no English. Right or wrong?
So basically, we taught them how to communicate with us.
Man, how about so basically we taught them every fucking thing? How about that basically? How about so basically we taught them everything in existence? So basically.
Of course.
They are not the pyramid builders. Even the people in Africa ain't the pyramid builders. Huh. That's another class. But I said it, and I'll back it up. But they didn't build them either. I could prove that the American people from here built that over there, and the people over there were just learning how to build them because they were just in on the project. They didn't create the blueprint. They was just the laborers. We didn't force them to labor, but it was to both of our advantages to do so. So it was a giant undertaking, kind of like building the space station, the International Space Station type joint.
Not only that, if you really look at this, all these symbols or emblems they're using are European, so it looked as if they was using things so they could understand what we were saying.
Well, a lot of it, where does the yew tree grow?
European. In Europe. Or,
I don't know. Are you sure about that?
I don't know.
Copy that. You might want to find that out. Go get your agriculture on, and then you come back, be like, damn, the yew tree is over here coded. Damn, I didn't know that. So no, we didn't do that, but definitely it was just code. It's code. And this ain't the only letter. So to keep that in mind, we've been sending communicate back since the 1100s. Are y'all aware of that? There's all those documents too. This is just one.
Unmuted.
Right.
Hey,
They're,
Willie,
they're
a lot of
emojis.
background
We call them
noise.
emojis nowadays.
Copy that. You could call them emojis
In
nowadays.
the digital or whatever, in the new age, we call those emojis.
Right. So the I was literally an I because it's cool. Thinking, instead of writing THINK, it was TH, a straight up drawing of an I, meaning thinking. Right.
Right.
A
Yep.
toe,
Like writing
which
it
is
in
two.
emojis. Yep. We do
Like
that
an
right now.
emoji.
There's people in the chat room doing that right now.
Right, with the fire, arrows, and all of that
Yep.
stuff. Right. Same demo. We ain't nothing new under the sun, is it?
Nothing. Man. Powerful, ain't it?
It is.
It's gonna get better, y'all. But y'all make sure y'all reach out to y'all developing tribes, out there near you, by you, wherever they at. You know what I'm saying? Reach out to them, help them people uh, with whatever they need assistance by. So, and if you are a developing nation, come reach out, see what we got to offer, see how we can help each other or just, communicate and begin to come back strong. So
Absolutely.
we out here. Those of you who who's new, if you don't got yourself a tribeup.app by now, man, you kind of a loser, man. I gotta say you kind of a loser. But yeah, go ahead and get yourself a tribeup.app. Everybody know that. Y'all know how we do. And then y'all also know we got the 5,000 Elite. We're trying to get 5,000 people together, put a couple dollars in the pot, like $20, a couple dollars in the pot, sit it in the bank, take out a loan, and start building some of this manufactured equipment. You know what I'm saying? You can go to 5000elite.com, check that out. Our YouTube page, we'll send you to our YouTube page, and we have hours upon hours on content, straight up content. So we've been doing really good. So we in the building, and yeah, let's go.
Cool. That's what's up. So definitely it helps bring this concurrent resolution where it states to acknowledge
Muted.
contribution. This House Congress Resolution 331 from ussenate.gov. I'll put this in the chat. You guys can analyze all of this stuff on your own time, definitely. And we doing some analyzation now, breaking it down. And then we're going to get into what our rights are. But definitely we got to understand who we are as a people and how this whole thing pans out. So to define the term Indian, which means an aboriginal of the land, even though Webster's definition of an American, can somebody read the definition of an American? I'm pretty sure most of on these sites probably know what this is already, but let's read it in context. Now that we can put it in a larger context than outside of the definition, we'll take it a little bit from off the page onto the stage. Somebody want to read that definition, please?
American.
American. Go ahead.
No, you can go ahead.
American is a noun, a native of America, originally applied to the Aboriginals or copper-colored races by the Europeans, but now applied to the descendants of Europeans born in America.
Right, so the first part of that says applied to the who? The Aboriginals, right? Right, sister? Says originally applied to the who?
Aboriginals.
And when we look up the term Indian applies to who?
Aborigines.
And it says that an Indian tribe is a what? Come on, let's read this.
A separate and distinct community
Or
body of the Aboriginal Indian race of men found in the United States.
so separate, Aboriginal. There's the term again. We seeing this word pop up in a lot of places, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
So since we are the Aboriginals, Indian means Aboriginal. So to acknowledge, and this is from House Congress Resolution 100, Congress, second session. www.senate.gov/reference/resource/hconres.331.pdf. In the Senate of the United States, October 5th, Legislative Day, September 26, 1988, received and referred to Select Committee on Indian Affairs. They discharged from that Legislative Day, October 18th, 1988. They met for a couple of days and said, hey, this is what we came up with. What they came up with and unanimously agreed on was to acknowledge the contribution of who? The Iroquois Confederacy of Nations, all of us, to the development of the United States Constitution. We developed that Constitution. And to reaffirm the continuing government-to-government relationship between Indian tribes, which means the Aboriginal peoples, right? Right?
Yep.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Right.
Because Indian tribe, it states right here, Indian tribe, separate, distinct community of the Aboriginal Indian race of men found in the United States. Codified. What's the Indian? The Aborigines of this country, so-called. Okay, we all full circle with it. You can't be like something else is higher than this. It's the Constitution. We ain't talking about no author, no sidebar, because there ain't none of that got nothing to do with law. Okay. So with that being stated, going back into it, government-to-government relationship between us and the United States established in the Constitution, where states Indians not taxed and everything else pertains to them. We wrote that for them. We didn't write it for us. It's how they are to conduct themselves on our soil, on our land. Goes on to state, whereas the original framers of the Constitution, including, most notably, George Washington and Benjamin Franklin, what did they do? As it states in this sentence, what did they do? Sister, anybody? What they do?
They framed it.
What's that?
Testing. Can I be heard in the room?
Yes, we can hear you, sister. What's
Oh,
going on?
peace and love, you guys. I've been lost.
So what did George Washington and Benjamin Franklin, according to this paragraph, what did they do?
Admire the concepts.
Admire the concept. So let's go to the definition of admire. Let's see if admire and creation is the same or development. So admire, what does admire mean? Go ahead, brother, read that.
Regard with wonder, marvel at.
So does that mean they made it, or does that mean they were just looking at wonder like a fanboy?
They basically was looking at it with marvel, like they
Fanboy? They were just a fanboy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Copy that. So the fanboys
Look upon
are just fanboys. They didn't make it up, did they? Did they make it up? Or did they just fanboy? When you admire something, do you make it, or do you just look at it from afar and say, whoa, did you see that? Which one is it?
Yeah, it's already
Watch it
there.
from
You just
afar.
looking at it.
You just looking at it. So they didn't even create the Constitution, did they?
Nope.
wow.
Because it says right here, by act of Congress, they didn't freaking create the Constitution, because it says it right here in black and white. They did not create the Constitution. but they lied to everybody, even put
Unmuted.
a Mount Rushmore to support the lie, didn't they?
Right.
Mhm.
So can we
Yeah.
get that link real quick? Can we get that link so everybody can check
What's
this
going on?
out? We studied
Yep,
this
House
last week
Congress
too, but
Resolution 331.
we studied this
100
last week,
Congress.
y'all. But you
Yeah, I
have to
put that up in the
understand
chat
this is the
already.
importance. We need to keep hitting you with this because you need to be able to understand this. So
We just pick it
if
up from
you gonna
last week.
be, I guess if you call yourself an Aboriginal, this is a basic stuff you should know, and I'm learning. So
Yeah, because if we don't know it, they're going to run you over with all their laws and you're just going to get lost in the sauce.
right,
As
right.
we've been lost in the sauce. This here helps get the sauce off of you. Ain't no lost, ain't no sauce.
So he's gonna
You
put
not
that
the
in the
fruit.
he's gonna put that in the chat.
Yeah, I put that in the chat already. It should be in the chat. And
Is
it's
it
in the chat.
Senate
But I
Gov
can put,
reference resource PDF?
yes, yep. www.senate.gov. And there's a whole, I just put it in there again in case people missed it the first time. So it's in there a couple of times.
Okay, got it.
And if the YouTube site is going, you could probably, I don't know, put it in the chat over there, kind of like copy paste, do that thing. And everybody can have it all over. But definitely it states, where's the Confederation? Confederate, there's that word again, Confederation, right? Meaning we had the Confederacy, so we allowed them into our Confederation of nations, which comprised of everything from Argentina to Venezuela. Whereas the confederation of these 13
Muted.
was become to known as the United States of America, that thing, we formed that into one republic that was influenced by the political system created, or as it states here, developed by the Iroquois Confederacy, as were many of the democratic principles which were incorporated into the Constitution itself. So develop means to create, does it not? Yes or no? We agree with
Yeah.
that?
Agreed.
Develop means to unroll, unfold. Developer, develop from Middle French developer, to unwrap, to unveil. When you unveil a painting, unveil a car, when you roll out a program. Can you dig it? To unfold more fully, bring out the potential in. Develop. Can you dig it? Like developing a photograph after you take it. Advance from one stage to another. Correct? We did that. They didn't do that. Because the states right here in black and white was developed by us, as were many of the principles. So we created a joint form. Whereas since the formation of the United States, the Congress has recognized the sovereign status of who? Who's sovereign in America?
Indian tribes.
Absolutely. And the Indian tribes are who exactly?
The Aborigines.
Man, thank you. Has through the exercise of powers reserved to the federal government in the Commerce Clause of the Constitution, Article 1, Section 2, Clause 3 dealt with us and our people on a what? Government to government basis. And here it is, coming back full circle, excluding Indians not taxed, Article 1, Section 2, Clause 3, exactly where they said it was at, right here, excluding us not taxed. Correct?
Right.
So, does the Constitution apply to us? Yes or no? With that being said, does the Constitution apply to us or does it apply to them?
It
It
applies
applies
to
to
them.
them.
Right. Is it our duty, but is it our duty to enforce the Constitution so they can make sure that they're doing their thing right?
Yeah, we have to tell them how we want them to act on our land.
And if we
Can't
don't,
just come
then we
here and do
lose,
whatever
correct?
we want. Yeah.
And right now we're losing because most of our people think they Negro, African Americans, etc.
They,
And even though those people may be the Aborigines of the land, because they choose to call themselves those terms, can they argue any points of the contract? Yes or no?
No.
no, it makes you an
Absolutely
American
not.
citizen.
Thank you. So now we see how this whole thing is coming together, right?
Yeah,
Pretty
they have
clear.
no claim.
They changed our identity over and over again, so we can't, really figure out who we are.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. So it states, and I'm going to go down, whereas from the first treaty that entered with our people, with one of our nations, called the Delaware Indians, which simply means the original people of the land. That's what Delaware means. It's not a place. It's not a tribe. It just simply means the original peoples of the land, Delaware. Just another language that means that. On September 17, 1778, which happened right here in Fort Pitt, about 5 miles or 5 minutes where I'm at right now, literally. Congress has assumed a what? Trust responsibility and obligation to who? To us, absolutely, to us and our people, as it says, to Indian tribes and their members, which is us and our members. The key word is tribes and their members. So if a tribe being like a nation state, it means the people got to belong to a what? That's it.
To a tribe.
Absolutely, to a nation state or
That's right.
tribe, so-called. We're not going to use tribe, but definitely to a so-called tribe or nation
A
state.
nation state. Okay.
Absolutely. So if you don't belong to that, are they bound to acknowledge you?
Nope.
No.
Because now you could just be rogue out there. Whereas this trust responsibility calls for Congress to exercise the utmost good faith when dealing with our people. And that's provided for in the Northwest Ordinance of 1787, 1 Stat 50. And we're going to help understand this more when we go over the census.
What in the world is my picture?
The census orders in
Okay, you're
1860.
not supposed to be there. That's not supposed to be there. No,
And it states,
that's not supposed to be there.
and it states, I kind of muted you, Chief, so we don't get the background, but please feel free to unmute yourself if you have anything to say, add at any time, definitely. It goes on to state, whereas the judicial system of the United States has consistently recognized and reaffirmed, what kind of relationship do we have with them? Absolutely government to government, and as stated here, it's a, oh shit, you can't see. Special. It's a trust responsibility, absolutely. And that gives us what they call relation special, meaning not average. So if a judge be like, oh, so you think you're above the law, you're supposed to say what?
Yeah, we wrote it.
I have a special relationship.
Yes, so that means we are above the law, doesn't it?
We
Because we
created
are
it.
the law, like the sister said. We are the law. We don't come under that which we are. Can you dig it? We are the law. Now, therefore, be it resolved in the House of Representatives and the Senate concurring. So both houses agreed, correct?
Yep.
That's
Yes, no?
that's Congress. Yes, that's Congress.
Congress. That's the whole enchilada assembled. That is Congress. Let me put it back on the big speakers, the big boy speakers. I booted myself out. Okay. Check 1, 2. Okay, hopefully that's good. And it says, the Congress on the occasion of the 200th anniversary of the signing of what?
The Constitution.
Yes, United States Constitution acknowledges the contribution made by our people, the Iroquois Confederacy, and other nations. So not only our confederacy, but as many other different other confederacies. You see that, right? 2, the formation and development of this thing called the United States, to include United States of America as well. Remember, it's 2 things going on. One is the United States, one is the United States of America, correct?
Yep.
Said Congress also hereby reaffirms the constitutionally recognized what? government to government relationship with our people called Indian tribes, which again, the definition of Indian tribe is what? Can you read the definition? I want y'all to really get it.
Distinct community or body of the Aboriginal Indian race of men and women found in the United States.
Men, they called everybody men before there was this thing
Yeah,
called
I'm
women.
hungry.
Just to let y'all know, when it says men, don't take offense that it means penis and nutsack, just to say, right? Men, everybody was called men. The first woman was called a man, period. Hopefully you guys can understand that dynamic. So, but I'm just going to modernizing it by saying men and women because a lot of people are familiar with that. They're not familiar with everybody being called men because all men come from the master man, which would be the woman. So, just doing it for clarity. But government to government relationship, which has been the cornerstone of this nation's official Indian policy. Number 3 states the Congress specifically acknowledges and reaffirms the trust responsibility. So the trust responsibility ain't in the Sister Q trust, is it? Yes or no? You got one no. How many
No.
people agree with that? Does the trust responsibility rest within the Sister Q trust, the Sister V trust, any other trust outside of the one that's enshrined in the Constitution? Yes or no?
No, they don't have no authority to do that.
No authority, because it says right here, there ain't no authority. So everybody chasing those trusts, keep on chasing them, and they gonna lead you to England, but America ain't England. So if you're gonna find your trust, you need to run right over here to America, and then you'll find your trust, and you just gotta open your heart and your mind to see it because it's within your DNA. And it's written on paper, and here's the paper. Even the Constitution said they can't work the corruption of blood. And it says the trust responsibility and obligation of the United States government to who? To who? Who does it state right there, Jay? To who?
Indian tribes, which are Aboriginal.
And includes who? Who else as well? It includes some other people as well. What other people does it include?
Alaskan Natives.
Now, those Alaskan Natives, are those also some of those people considered to be Native American as well?
Yep.
Absolutely. Not all of them, just some. And it says for their preservation, protection, and enhancement, including the provision of health, education, social, and economic assistance programs as necessary. Y'all missing out on a lot, is all I got to say. A ton. Y'all missing out on a lot. Including the duty to assist our people in the performance of governmental responsibility to provide for the social and economic well-being of our own people as outlined in the Constitution, where it says to provide for what? In order to form a more perfect union, right? To establish justice and ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, to provide and promote the general welfare and to secure the blessings. It's saying the same thing the Constitution is saying, isn't it not? Yes or no? A little bit clearer, but yes or no? Right or wrong? Guys, what y'all think?
Yeah, it's a little updated. That's all.
Yeah, it's updated, right? It just breaks it down more. And to our well-being of our people and to preserve our what? Tribal cultural identity. A lot of us, if you go off of not being who we are, do you lose that identity and become a member of us of the citizenry? Yes or no? Yes. We got one answer. Yes. Chukity. Chukity, yes. So let's see, census. I want to pull up this. Oh, man. Gotta love that. So I'm attempt to bring it up so we can pull this thing full circle. So give me a second. I'm over there getting a little messed up right now. Bookmarks. So I want to pull up my bookmarks Oh my gosh. DTMing. I'm doing too much right now. Okay, so search bookmarks. I want to search census. What was that one? What was it? Was it the what site was that, Jay? The IMP something.
Yeah, hold on 1 second.
IMP. Oh man, is federal oh man. DER federal something about the census. Hang on, I want to get it so we can bring it full circle. So give me a second. I had it up. Don't know what I did with it. So 1860, right?
Yeah, here I got it. It's the USAIPUMS.org.
What is it in? What is it again? Slow down.
USAIPUMS.org.
IPUMS.
Yes.
IPU. Damn. MS.
Dot
Huh.
org.
USA. IMPUS. Huh. .org. I messed up. Okay,
All
let's
right, put
do
it.
that.
I'm gonna start from the beginning. HTTPS
Okay.
// USA IPUMS
USA
.org.
dot
Yes.
I
PUMS
uh-huh.
.org / USA. 1 second.
I don't know why I like deleted out of my bookmarks. That's crazy.
VOL.
What? VOL?
Yes.
USA VOL or
Yes.
/VOL?
/VOL.
Can you put it in the chat?
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in the chat.
/volume
3.
volume 3 VOL3, no underscore, just VOL3, like
Yes.
that.
Wait a minute, because I can't see what you're doing because I'm looking at the
Nah,
Here,
shit, not fine.
I'm gonna just
Yeah,
put
if you
it
could
in
put
the
it in
chat.
the chat, man, so we can get there, that'd be cool. I can't find it. I don't know what happened to it. Go to history.
Okay, it's in the
That's
chat.
crazy.
Did you get it?
Okay, got it. Yeah, I had that, and it's like out of there. Let me do it again. Control D. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna put in this in the chat already. So to bring that full circle, to let us know what they're talking about when it states tribal cultural identity and heritage. And according to the 1860 census instructions, right, on how to categorize us as a people in the different ways that it could be done, we're about to show and prove right here. When we go down to the section under special instructions sections, and then number 5 where it says Indians. Go ahead, Jay, if you want to read that and explain that for us.
Indians. Indians not taxed are not to be enumerated.
What does that mean? What does that sentence mean? Can you break that down for us?
That means we are not a part of their system. That's once again a special relationship. We're separate and distinct. Not a part of.
And that coincides with the Constitution where it says, Article 1, Section 3, it states what? Excluding what?
Indians not taxed.
So that's the Indians that what they talking about, which means not the Native Americans, but the Aborigines. Also, House Congress resolution says the special relationship. So keep going, brother. How do we lose our heritage and status? Which the next sentence, I think, comes and addresses, right? Go ahead.
Yes.
Clear that up for us.
The families of Indians who have renounced tribal rule and who under state or territorial laws exercise the right of citizens are to be enumerated.
Can you explain that for us? Give us some more
Well,
insight.
That mean if you're using your state codes, your local policies, um, you lose your tribal um, your tribal rights, and you start
Also,
exercising the rights of a citizen. You become
Unmuted.
so
what
that means
about?
you
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
so that means you become a part of their system. You are in their jurisdiction. You come out of your jurisdiction.
Now, what about if you use the birth certificate, social security card? Does that count as well as giving up your tribal identity in lieu of somebody else's identity?
Yes, that's a part of their enumeration. That's what makes you a U.S. citizen.
Copy that. So that means if I get a green card and I'm from Jamaica and I get a green card or a visa, do I lose my tribal identity because I got that?
Yes, you sure do.
So what you're saying, if I sign my children up to school as an African American or a black, that my children loses who they are and become a citizen just based upon me signing them up as an African American or a black or a Negro or something like that?
Yes, it sure is. It's under color of law, and the color of law is part of their system.
Copy that. Keep rolling.
Wow, wow. So can y'all hear me? So basically, so they're able to trick the rights away. So this is one of the
It's
reasons
not
why.
tricking. It's not tricking.
Huh?
Oh, it's not tricking.
What you
It's not
mean?
a trick. I'm saying it's
We
not a
gonna
trick.
read this. We gonna read this again.
Yeah, read it again, bro.
Indians not taxed are not to be enumerated.
Boom.
So we are not to be enumerated. But here's the thing. This is what we have done for a long time through ignorance. The families of Indians who have renounced tribal rule and who under state or territorial laws exercise the right of citizens are to be enumerated.
That means they enumerated from the rights, right?
No.
Or
When you're born, when
Excuse
you
me.
get a
What
birth
does
certificate.
enumeration means?
Okay.
That is a good question. Now that is the $1,000,000 question. So let me do this real quick.
so peace to everybody in the chat. We got all the links in there. So if the building or whatever in your way, this just click on the link. So he's reading from these links, so you can go check it out. Um,
Copy that. Feather Dragon said not to be counted. Absolutely correct. So enumerate means to be counted, to reckon, to count over, to count up. So that's what enumerated means. So when they say it's not to be enumerated, means you're not supposed to be counted.
That
so
also goes along with being a excuse me, Ty. How about the census? That doesn't even apply to us then.
It doesn't. It does not. But now what we have to do, since you may have been enumerated, or your family might have, or your lineage somewhere in history may have enumerated you, now we got to unenumerate ourselves. That's the process we in right now. Because if you have a birth certificate, you was counted at birth and enumerated then. If you want to get out of it, then you got to unenumerate yourself.
and that's a whole
Everybody on
nother.
this line have been enumerated except myself and maybe a couple of very few others, and I mean very few. You could probably count on all your hands and toes combined. Let's say if it's 20 or 30 of us, we got like 20 digits apiece. All that'll add up to how many people ain't been enumerated. Can you do
And
it?
how do we enumerate ourselves?
That's coming up in 2020. Everybody gonna have their chance, and we're gonna address it. But first, we want to give you the understanding so you know what's going on, so you can't be tricked or duped into anything. That's what we're doing right now, and all of this is gonna culminate in unenumerating yourselves.
So basically, um,
We didn't
so
been
you
tricked.
say
We
it's
was
not a
forced into
trick. So
this.
you say it's not a trick. So
Not a
they're
trick.
they're basically saying that if you want the benefits of a citizen, you
Boom.
know, is that what they're saying? Then we can help you. But if you
Yep.
use your indigenous rights, then you're on your own.
Nope.
Is that what
It's
they're saying?
saying No, what they're really saying is if you want to be citizens, we'll allow you and give you the privilege of citizens. That's all they're saying. They ain't saying nothing else. See,
And
with the
and
contract,
remember, citizens have privileges.
well, well, let's go back and let's go to the contract too. Let's revisit the contract. It says in number 3, go ahead, Todd, read number 3 again.
The Congress specialist. Let me see. Hold on 1 second. Let me get this out the way. I got a lot of shit going on. Sorry. Let me see. 1 second. Hold on. Okay. The Congress specially ac- acknowledgments and what's that? Hold on.
Reaffirm.
Hold on. Okay. Uh, especially acknowledgement and reaffirm the trust, responsibility, and or uh, obligation of the United States government of Indian tribes, including Native Alaskans, and their preserve, protection, and enhancement, including the uh, provision
Yep.
of
Provisions.
the
Yep.
provision of health, education, social, and economic assessment programs.
Boom.
And
Let's slow it down. Now
oh,
slow
I'm
it
sorry.
down. So they
I'm
gotta
sorry.
they gotta do all this stuff to us. You see what I'm saying? They have to give us these things. Where do you see they said they don't have to give it to you? Because what I'm reading, it says Congress specifically acknowledges and reaffirms, meaning yes, I'm gonna do it, and yes, I'm gonna do it with a smile on my face, that they are responsible and they have obliged themselves and the government to our people for our preservation, for our protection, for our enhancement, for our health, for our education, for our social well-being and economic well-being. Does it sound like we ain't
assistant
giving you
programs
shit, or
and
does it sound like
necessaries,
they
and
owe you
including the
everything?
duties to assist tribes in
Boom.
their okay, right, their profession of government's responsibility to pride. So
Copy
basically,
that.
so
They tell you it's their job to do it.
okay,
They
okay, okay. I see
they
what you're
tell
saying.
you, they
So
telling you this is our job that we got to do for y'all. Everybody else is going and running to commerce because that's what they want you to do. That's the trick. The trick is running to commerce. If there's a trick, because only they citizens can engage in commerce. You ain't they citizen. You don't belong to them, bruh. And at the same time, they owe us because this our house.
right, so they gotta take care of you. So all these little
They got to pay
programs,
rent.
all
No,
these
they
little
got to pay
programs
rent.
and these little grants and all this little stuff that they
Say they got
say,
to pay rent. Bruh,
right,
it's
right,
deeper than that. Say they got to pay rent. Let me hear you say that.
they gotta pay rent.
So they ain't paid their rent ever. The rent was like $10 jillion a fucking month. So all the education, they crappy education in the world can't give you that because their education ain't education. It's their education what taught you to be a citizen. So their education ain't for us, is it? Yes or no?
No,
It's their education that got you in the jam and everybody else in the first damn place. Let's keep it real. Right or
right,
wrong? It's
right.
education that taught you was a slave. It's education that taught you about Christianity and God. It's education that told you you was a citizen. It's education that said you come from Africa. It was education that said you are marginalized. It's education said that your education started with motherfucking slavery. So I don't know if we need their education. Shit, I'm done. I think everybody should like just drop out of every school, every college, and call it a damn day. Figure it out. We could figure it out. Once you got the land, I don't know if you need a school. It's called create
Muted.
an error. It's called whatever it's called, but it's called you got the right to do it. You understand? Because before there was an automotive, learn to go to school to learn automotives, there was already cars being invented without schools teaching you how to create automotive. Before there was a cell phone, there was somebody inventing the cell phone before it was even a thing to be taught. You understand? Before they was teaching hip hop in school, we was already doing hip hop as our culture. They was locking us up for doing graffiti. Now they call it freestyle street art. They don't call it graffiti. They gave that to a bad name. And now they call it freestyle street art. You understand the culture vulturism? They legalize a thing, criminalize it, and then they take it, put a different name on it with different laws to it, and now it's freestyle street art. So yeah, while you could go to jail for graffiti, you can't go to jail for freestyle street art, even though they the same thing. Can you understand? It's a name game they playing. That's the trickery. So education is the trickery. So I say stop being tricked and fooled and get out of education, because it's too much. Because they never stated in any of their documents any such thing. Can you point that out, please? Point that out in the Constitution where they get to do that. Point it out in any law where they get to do what you're saying, and you won't be able to do it. That's called nonsense right there. That's called going after the status quo. That's what people say, but so what? Again, just because the sister call herself Superman don't mean she can fly. Can you dig it? You feel me?
I dig that.
As my uncle stated, if I'm lying, I'm flying, and I am not Superman. Can you dig it? I ain't Superman.
Dig that. I'm gonna read that again.
Yeah, read that
again. Number 5, and keep in mind that this is instructions back in the 1860s.
When did the Civil War happen? When did the Civil War kick off, y'all?
Was it 1865?
Man,
1965.
What?
Nope.
Oh no, 18.
I'm thinking close. Yeah. 61. 61. So this is a year before the Civil War. Oh shit, we getting some real stuff now, ain't we? After the Civil War, all kind of stuff was happening. Walter Ashby Plecker and the like, keep in mind, is on the scene right now, devising and scheming on the plans, ain't they? Keep reading, bro.
Indians not taxed are not to be enumerated. The families of Indians who have renounced tribal rule and who, under state or territorial laws, exercise the rights of citizens and to be enumerated in all such cases, write IND as abbreviation for Indian, oppose their names in column 6 under heading colored.
Boom. So you were still a colored. You was a colored. You understand what I'm saying? Column 6 still exists as colored.
In their system.
Problem is they took out the IND part and they put all of that under colored. You still got categorized as what? What did you get categorized as? What did that statement state? No, you didn't. You didn't read it. It says in all such cases, write IND opposite their names, comma, in column 6, comma, under the heading. Key word in this is heading. Heading. What's the heading?
Oh, color.
So what's the category?
Indian.
What's the category?
IND.
Nope. Still wrong. You had it right the first time.
Color.
The heading and category is the same shit. The heading is the category. You hear me?
Right. Okay, yeah. I see.
The heading is not the secondary. So the heading means here's the column. It says colored on top of the column. So what? It don't matter if I put green, orange, or blue. You still what? Colored. Because the heading is what?
Colored.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for pointing that out. I appreciate that. Because now that we understand what the heading is, or the category, or the column title, which is all the same, no matter what, they put you as a what? Colored. And what's on a lot of people birth certificates as far as your grandparents or maybe even your mom and pops? Do they got African American, black, or do they got Negro or colored? Which one do they got?
Colored.
No shit. So don't matter what you was, you became what? Colored. You understand? Why did you become colored? Well, if you read it backwards, it makes sense. All the colored people who decide to check off in column 6, no matter if you write Indian, black, whatever, but if you choose to be colored, meaning you have chosen to be enumerated, meaning you have chosen to become a U.S. citizen, and you exercise and come under the laws of U.S. citizens who are now properties of the state or territory. Why? Because you have renounced your tribal affiliation to become a citizen. So what is the citizen oath of office, right? Citizen oath of office. So just going to the naturalization, and it states the purpose. What do they have to do in number 2? What do they have to do in number 1? First, what do you have to do in number 1? You got to do what?
Support the Constitution.
Number 2, pay attention. What's number 2?
Renounce and abjure absolutely and entirely all allegiance and fidelity to any foreign prince, this is
Potentate.
potentate, state,
Ah,
or sovereignty
what? Who's sovereign in America? Us. Okay, now they got us included. Right. Of whom what?
of whom which the applicant was before a subject or citizen.
Boom. Subject and citizen, same shit. So, does it make sense when they says the families of Indians who have what? Renounced. Renounced. Right? What do you got to do? What's the first word it says?
Renounce.
Okay, act like you know now. Let's act like we know on this joint. Let's really act like it. Since everybody into renouncing their shit and already have renounced their shit with the birth certificate, social security card, driver's license, whatever applications you have filled out in your entire lifetime, have you wholeheartedly and continue to, if you still got a job, still pay taxes like last year, got an income tax check, whatever the fuck, paying bills, if you still doing it, then you are still in a system. Do we understand the reality of this? Period. You can say what you want to, but
Unmuted.
screaming citizenship.
Yes.
Right. Let me try and break it
Understand.
down. And you can correct me, if I'm wrong.
Yeah,
So
complete. Hey,
basically,
comprehension is king.
if we need them, okay, we are subjective to their rules. We are subjected to their, whatever they say.
I
But
would say need is the wrong word, but if we should choose to go with them, yes. Need
I
is
say
not the
if.
word.
I say if. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh no, if don't even exist. We don't need them now. Shit.
right, but that's what I
Never
was
need 'em.
getting at. I was finna
Right.
turn that towards that direction.
Okay, copy that. My bad. I'm gonna be quiet.
Right. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So if you need them, okay, you're a subject under their rule. But if we don't need them, as we don't, we can have our own. We can go by our own code. This is what I've been talking about the whole time. When I've been talking about Hong Kong and Taiwan and all that strange stuff that people think I'm weird as hell about. This is the legal stuff broke down in the legal way of all that fantasy
Lawful,
stuff I've been
lawful,
talking about.
lawful,
Yeah, I
lawful.
know if you follow me, you hear me talking about, oh, we getting our own Hong Kong, we getting our own Taiwan, and we're doing this and we're doing that. And many people looked at me like this dude is weird. And now here we go, couple months later, we're breaking down the law on how to start that. The law on how to start your own. And so we don't need them. But I know it's scary for a lot of people to be on your own and to do it on your own. It's scary. I know. You know what I'm saying? I know. I done been to foreign countries by myself. Ain't seen another brother or sister in months. I mean, so I know what that's like. You see what I'm saying? So, but you gotta face your fears, though. You gotta face them head on. If you really for this, if you really mean this, if you're really Aboriginal like you say you is and all this, and you hardcore from the hood, all this, well then cut them off then. Let me see how gangster that is. You ain't no more gangster than that than cutting them off, cutting out of their system, starting your own, or joining one, and that's the bottom line. Did I? Does that sound about right?
Absolutely. Absolutely, and I'd like to add to that. Definitely doing it on your own is a daunting task. That's why we have each other in unity. So now you don't have to be afraid to be on your own, and it ain't gonna be hard because now you got people. You've always had people. We've always had each other. Just taking the time to stop and smell the flowers, as they say. But definitely to have your own so-called Hong Kong, to be on our own manufacturing, our own creation, our own trading, our own whatever it is you want to create or that we decide to create and help with the creation of that, regardless of what it is, let's stick together and do it, is what we're saying.
Let's do it.
And if
We
it's
all we
many
got.
different things, let it be many different things.
Right.
But
And we
definitely
need to
be our own stuff.
we also need to understand that we all we got. You know what I'm saying? Because I know a lot of
Absolutely.
people, they be like, oh man, why you mess with this guy and why you do this and why, man, if we had a chance to pick out the smartest people in the whole world or the smartest people out the nation, if we had that chance and that opportunity, don't you think we would? You know what I'm saying? But if I'm stuck with my drunk uncle, then and we gotta build, then we gotta build. You know what I'm saying? If I'm stuck with this guy, if I'm stuck with the bootlegger or something like that, as long as you ain't no pedophile, no devil worshiper, no weird strange shit like that, man, let's start working, man. Put that stupid shit aside, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's get to working. This is it. This is it. So it's this or or the same. So
Right.
unless you think Jesus is coming or some some holy entity or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully we'll be in a city that looks similar to what you're looking at on the screen if you're in YouTube. Hopefully we'll be living in our own like that when that person comes. And we can give him a sit at the table, whatever. But
Right?
that's what it's about. And so
Copy
I
that.
want to I want to say thank you. Also, I want to say thank you for your information and for your time. It's a new spark in the community. The information you bring in, and it brings to light to some of the stuff that I've been talking about. Now, I've been talking about this stuff without knowing this. I'm just going out just confident, just knowing if the agents could do it. I just know we can. I'm just 100% like you can't tell me different. If they did Hong Kong and Taiwan, we can do it too. And now here we go breaking down the laws on how to do it. Wow.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Feather Dragon.
Muted.
Exactly. Um, Feather Dragon stated on my side on the chat, privilege of citizenship limits us. Absolutely, Feather Dragon. Absolutely. Rue states, throw the whole compulsory system out. I agree with that. Rue also states, we already possess the skills collectively. It is only a matter of realizing our efforts will go further by focusing on ourselves to leave this current system alone. I agree. Well said. Well said, everybody.
Unmuted.
Same page, a lot of enlightenment.
Muted.
It's on record. You ain't getting in the chat. It's already in the chat. To all attendees, if you in the chat on the FCC free conference call side, it's in the chat. I'm not on the chat in the other joint, but I reposted it. Hopefully that helps. But yeah, that's totally awesome right there. And definitely by having our own, but that's what this law states. We already had our own before we was running to them in the first place. That's what a lot of people don't realize. You left your own. We left it a long time ago, and now I'm bringing it back. One of many that's bringing it back. I ain't the only one bringing it back. I'd be stupid to say that. So I'm not. I was told to bring it back by other people who was already bringing it back, who said go bring it back. So I'm just the next one in line to help bringing it back. That's where I'm at. Just like I'm charging everybody on this line to be like, bring it back. It's y'all duty to bring it back just like it's my duty. Or not. That's on you. It's on your neck. Ain't on me. But I'm doing my part. So I'm just doing my part. And if everybody play their lane, stay in their joints, or learn how to move around, then we're going to be good. So with that being stated, I'm going to let Jay continue. Jay Freeway in the building, getting it in on this Indians not tax and the naturalization oath that says you got to renounce your stuff. So now that you have renounced your stuff, you are now part of this state thing, right? Go ahead, Jay, break that down. Let's go again so we can get it down, recap the whole joint. Let's go.
Indians not taxed are not to be enumerated.
And enumerated meant again what now?
To be outside of it.
Enumerate. Here we go.
Oh, to
Enumerate
count
means
to count to count it to be
so
counted.
So not to be counted, so enumerated. So if we get rid of the big word and put the little several words in, we could say not to be counted, because to enumerate means to count, to cover, to reckon up, right? To count, number, right? Numerous, meaning number. So not to be, so read that again. Let's do it one more again. That sentence.
Indians not taxed are not to be enumerated or not to be counted.
Boom. That's how you say it. Say it with confidence and pride. Say it to the IRS, say it to the daggone gas station, say it to Walgreens, Walmart, anywhere you happen to shop or go, just say it. Just say it. You bring this, you copy that mug, and you say it with confidence and watch what happens. Tell them you are an American Aborigine. You are not an immigrant citizen. Since you are an immigrant citizen, you have to pay tax, but I'm not to be enumerated. I do not come under the tax, and I can call the IRS to verify it. Just look them dead in the face. Don't waver. Don't shake your voice. Just look them. Practice it. Might want to practice your gangster face, but practice that when you say it and watch the magic happen. You be like, damn, that was easy, because they know who you are. You don't. They banking on that you don't. They laughing all the way to the bank at your dumb ass because you don't. Try that. Do that. Not try it. Experiment with it. Pass it on to your home skillets. Pass it on to the homies, your lineage, your peoples. Pass it on. Come with the law. Just those couple of things. Just Article 1, Section 2, Clause 3, House Congress Resolution 331, and this phrase right here, and with the naturalization states, and give them a quick class, and you too don't have to ever pay taxes anywhere ever again. Then you can say it for your mortgage. Then you can say it for the land that you want. Then you can say it for anything that you think you want to say it for. Matter of fact, it's even better than saying it is writing it down in a comprehensive format and submitting that to the CEO of a company, and you too will learn freedom the real way. I ain't going to give it all to you, because some of the people, y'all ain't ready for that power. Y'all ain't ready for it. Ain't ready. Ain't seen $1 million, let alone how to handle unlimited. Ain't never seen that. Can't comprehend. Be a whole bunch of TV, flash screens, and dumb shit all over the place. We don't need that. So you can't give niggas shit. So I ain't giving that up. But I'm just saying it's a way that you can do things. So if you just calm your mind, pour out all the bad stuff you learn, called school in your life, and then come learn it for the first time, called first day of kindergarten, and expect that no matter how old you are, that's where you at. Kindergarten. Care how old you are. Kindergarten. It's K right here that y'all getting. You ain't getting, some people come and get first grade, second grade stuff. Ain't that right, Jay? It get deep. It get high.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody at university level, though. Nobody at university level that I'm seeing. Now, I'm around people who at, junior high. Them the people teaching me. But I might be like 5th grade and whatnot right now. So even my knowledge is like 5th grade and 6th grade. And I know a ton of stuff, but it's a ton of stuff yet to learn. And the people who teaching me ain't even in high school yet. They still in junior high. I don't think nobody alive on the planet who in university right now. And if they are, they have not availed themselves to us. So I'm just going to say until they do, I haven't seen nobody at university level. I haven't not witnessed any one of our people walking through walls. Like, for real, I ain't seen that yet. So until I see that and they looking like us and be like, check this out and show me how to do it, I'm right there. And we learning, and I'm getting my bumps and bruises, getting stuck in between and messed up and jacked up. Until then, well, I ain't met that one yet. You feel me? So until I do, I'm going to say definitely junior high. And these are people who teaching me. And these the elders, right? So with that being stated, we owe it to ourselves at least to get to the junior high. Once we get there, we'll figure the rest out until we get to university and all that other good stuff. Can y'all dig it? But right now, there's people who ain't even in daycare yet. Shit, still in the damn womb. You feel me? That's what most of our people still in the daggone womb of the belly of the beast. You understand? That's what a lot of people at. Some people coming into daycare, that be like your conscious coon circle, I guess, Kunta Kinte and all them cats. You know what I'm saying? But then you got kindergarten people who understand an Aborigine, but they still don't really get. They still teaching and finding out the new facts and figures and attempting that. And you got muds that's in the 1st grade. Oh, shit, they done learned a whole bunch of stuff. They getting deep. metaphysics and all of that good stuff, sacred numerology and all of this other stuff. That ain't even high science. That's some low introductory level stuff right there. That's the basics of what we supposed to understand in elementary school. Elementary school. Elementary school, where we learn the elements: earth, wind, fire, water, spirit, us, right? Proton, neutron, electron, and how the whole shebang bang work. So that's where we at with it. So Indians not taxed, bro. Just want to break that down. Let's go again. Not to be counted, right? Say that firm to people.
Indians not taxed are not to be counted. The families of Indians who have renounced tribal rule and who under state or territorial laws exercise the right of citizens are to be counted. In all such cases, write Indian, oppose, opposite their names in column 6 under heading color.
Boom. So that means it didn't even say Indian. It's IND. Let's be specific. It's quote IND period end quote. That does not spell Indian, does it?
No.
So let's get it right. Don't fall for the okie doke. If it ain't on the page, it ain't on the what? Stage. If it don't say Indian, because they wrote Indian at the beginning, but number 5, Indians. It's spelled out. And then kicks off with Indians. And then second sentence says the family of who? Indians. Right?
Right.
So shouldn't have been a big deal to, in this case, write Indian opposite their name. But no, IND. That could mean indication, Indiana, indicator. I mean, that could mean a whole plethora of things. Let's not get carried away. But no matter what's written in column 6, it's under the title of what?
Color.
So no matter what they put in there, you still was a what?
Color.
Unmuted.
Okay. Copy that. Copy that.